I'm not the only one with the cheat sheet. That's good.
I just have to remember a sequence of 9 numbers.
Yeah. No, I was lazy.
It's
It's like asking my wife, like, how do we use the printer again? I'll just pinch and enhance on here. These sessions where Johnny and Bob were doing all these songs, and they were like just two idiosyncratic voices trying to work together. And like a lot of the sessions, if you've heard the other songs besides this, they were just like, this is awesome, but neither of you guys can sing that well. But this one sort of like, it was like, oh, this one works. It got put out.
Yeah, I've heard some of them are rough.
But it's awesome. It's just two powerhouse idiosyncratic singers that, they each do their own thing.
They kind of worship each other.
Yeah, no, it's absolutely. They're like, let's sit down and do a song. And they both were like, well, who's going to like sing the actual pretty part? Like, I can't do that. I can't do that.
I love Bob's voice.
Of course.
The Nashville Skyline voice. That's my favorite Bob Dylan
beautiful.
voice.
It's beautiful.
This is Folk Weekend. Good evening, everybody. This is the Cash Drive. This is Kyra with you on a Sunday evening with a whole bunch of friends. Say hello, everybody.
Hello.
Welcome to the Cash Drive, everybody. Thanks for listening. Thanks for tuning in. This is the end to our fund drive for the spring of 2026. And we're here to honor the man in black, Johnny Cash, playing some of his tunes. With some live musicians in our studio. It's going to be a great time, and we're doing this to raise funds for Tri-States Public Radio. And you can do that by calling 800-895-2912. We're calling it the Cash Drive, but it doesn't have to be strictly cash. You can do credit card, bank, whatever, how you want to do it. We will take cash, though, too. But this is the Cash Drive, and we are honoring Johnny Cash, raising money for Tri-States Public Radio. We're going to have a darn good time doing it, I think. So welcome, everybody, and thanks for listening. Let's get on this thing. So live musicians here in the studio going to play Johnny Cash songs. We just heard Bob Dylan and Johnny Cash singing a song together. And we were in here talking about it, and maybe you heard us. So thank you for listening, everybody. Our first guest, one of my favorites, it's William Elliott Whitmore, coming over here from Iowa. Thanks, Will.
Well, I appreciate being invited back. We had such a good time at the Prime the Pump thing last year.
Sure did.
And I'm glad to be invited back. And I know it takes a lot of work to do all this stuff. So thank you, Kyra, and everyone involved. Thank you for doing all this work.
So, William Elliott Whitmore, we were chatting earlier. You said you have some new music coming out sometime in the near future?
Yeah, I got a new record coming out later this year, and it's always exciting, and just got that all finished up. And so, I've been home in between tours to do some morel mushroom hunting and some light gardening so far. But spring is beautiful, and I'm glad to be here.
How long have you been a Johnny Cash fan?
Oh, since I was a little kid, probably like a lot of you all. Well, I don't know, but my parents were big country music fans, and so Johnny Cash, Patsy Cline, Willie Nelson, Charlie Pride, like these are the soil that everything else grows out of. Like to me, that's just the dirt that everything else grows out of. So ever since I was a kid, I would hear that stuff around the house, and so Johnny Cash has been a part of my life since some of my first memories, and then later, as I grew to appreciate, as I got older, I grew to kind of appreciate his pivot, from the 50s, rockabilly to kind of country, and then into the 60s, the pivot to a little bit more of a almost a conscious, I don't know if it was becoming friends with Bob Dylan or what, but almost like political writing, and like that album Bitter Tears and stuff like that. He started to take a turn and have something to say in his music, you know. And I as I grew older, I grew to appreciate that too, like him having these thoughts and something to say. So he's had so many phases in his career, and like all of us here, I'm sure he's just we're kind of all standing on his shoulders. Yeah.
You're going to play us a Johnny Cash tune.
I think I better.
All right, what you got for us?
Well, I'm going to do this one here. It's called Man in Black. And this was written in the 70s, but it kind of goes with what I was saying, sort of, I don't know, these conscious songs, and where he's really got something to say, you know. And I think he took some heat for some of that stuff at the time, but I don't know, maybe becoming buddies with Bob Dylan, it got him thinking about a lot of this. And it was in the air, too, at the time, I know, but so I'm going to try this here song.
All right, call 800-895-2912 to donate. And ladies and gentlemen, William Elliott Whitmore on Folk Weekend.
Well, you wonder why I always dress in black, why you never see bright clothes upon my back, and why does my appearance seem to have a somber tone? Well, there's a reason for the things that I have on. Well, I wear the black for the poor and the beaten down, living on the hopeless, hungry side of town. And I wear the black for the prisoner who's long paid for his crime. He's there 'cause he's a victim of the time. And I wear the black for those that have never read or listened to the words that Jesus said about the road to happiness through love and charity. Why, you'd think he's talking straight to you and me. Well, we're doing mighty fine, I do suppose, with our streak of lightning cars and fancy clothes. But just so we're reminded of the ones who are held back, up front there ought to be a man in black. I wear the black for the sick and lonely old, for the reckless ones whose bad trip left them cold. And I wear the black in mourning for the thousands that have died, and the lives that could have been. Each week we lose 1,000 fine young men. And I wear it for the thousands who have died, believing that the Lord was on their side. And I wear it for another 100,000 who have died, believing that we all were on their side. Well, there's things that never will be right, I know. And there's things that need changing everywhere we go. But till we try to make a move and make a few things right, you'll never see me wear a suit of white. And I'd love to wear a rainbow every day and tell the world that everything's okay. And I'll try to carry off a little darkness on my back till things are brighter. I'm the man in black. Till things are brighter, I'm the man in black.
William Elliott Whitmore, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for listening, everybody. You're listening to Folk Weekend. This is the Cash Drive. Will, thanks so much for doing that tune for us. That was wonderful.
Thank you, Kyra.
Choice of song.
Well, I thought it was appropriate for these times. Unfortunately, it's kind of always appropriate, but I think when he wrote it, maybe he knew that. But thank you for all you do. Thank you all for all you do.
Just heard our friend Chris Valillo right there playing Cold, Lonely Morning on this not so lonely, warm Sunday evening here. That was Chris Valillo, our good friend of ours. I believe the studio we're in now is Valillo Studio, named after his wife. Chris Valillo does these cool concerts called the Hickory Ridge Concert Series every month. In Ellisville, Illinois, they're a good time. They're at this historic Ellisville Opera House, and you get some cool acts to come in and play every month. And we'll be hosting one here at the studio in June, so everybody's invited to come. Again, thank you, William Elliott Whitmore. We appreciate you coming in, and we have some great acts coming up for you. We are honoring Johnny Cash tonight. The Cash Drive is what we're calling this. It's a fundraiser, raising money for this radio station, Tri-States Public Radio, and you can do that right now by calling 800-895-2912. We sure would love to hear from you on this Sunday evening. Oh, yeah, you can also give online at TSPR.org. TSPR.org. You can listen on TSPR.org. We are live streaming this event on our Facebook page. Is that right? Facebook page, and we're out there broadcasting to the good people of Western Illinois, Southeast Iowa, Northeast Missouri, and we're online, so the world, I guess, as far as that'll go. I'd like to introduce our next act. Going to play a Johnny Cash tune, I'm assuming.
Yes.
That was a good guess, Kyra. All right, J.T. Dubit. He's new here.
Yes. Yeah.
A musician. I saw him play last year here in Macomb, and he's great. He has a band called the Bayou Prowlers.
Mm-hmm.
Play around the area.
Yeah. We play as our next show is actually going to be at the Papa Top again in Plymouth, May 9th. We are playing from 6 to 9. And then I'm doing a solo date here in Macomb at New Copperfield's Book Service from 1 to 2. All right. And then they haven't announced it yet, but we did secure we are going to be part of the Downtown Summer Concert Series with Macomb this year.
Nice.
So.
Cool.
Yeah.
Getting out there, doing the thing.
Yep.
All right, and you're going to play some Johnny Cash tune. What song are you going to do for us?
I am going to do Folsom Prison Blues, and since I am a blues guy, I'm doing it as a Delta Blues.
Awesome. All right, J.T. Dubit, going to play Folsom Prison Blues. Give us a call, 800-895-2912. This is the Cash Drive.
Well, I hear the train a coming, it's rolling round the bend, and I ain't seen the sunshine since I don't know when. Well, I'm stuck in Folsom Prison, and time just keeps dragging on. Well, that train keeps a-rolling on down to San Antonio. Well, when I was just a baby, my mama told me, son, always be a good boy, don't you ever play with guns. But I shot a man in Reno just to watch him die. When I hear that whistle blowing, I hang my head and I cry. Well, I bet there's rich folks eating in those fancy dining cars. They're probably drinking coffee and smoking big cigars. But I knew I had it coming to me. I know I can't be free. But those people keep a moving, and that's what tortures me. Well, if they free me from this prison and that railroad train was mine, You know, I'd move it on a little farther down the line, far from Folsom Prison. That's where I wanna stay. Yeah, and I'd let that lonesome whistle blow my blues away.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you all very much.
JT Dubit, ladies and gentlemen, doing Folsom Prison Blues. That was a really great rendition of that tune. I like that.
Thank you.
Awesome. I never heard it as a Delta Blues, and now I have, and I feel like fulfilled. That was great.
Yeah.
JT Dubit, thanks for coming and joining us, playing that great tune for us. This is the Cash Drive. We are raising money for Tri-States Public Radio, keeping diverse music on the air. You're not going to be able to tune into some commercial station and hear Folsom Prison Blues done Delta Blues style. Probably won't be able to tune into your local pop station and hear that, but you get to hear it here on Tri-States Public Radio. And on Folk Weekend, that's my show, 2 hours of folk, blues, Americana, bluegrass, roots, alternative country, and beyond, every Sunday evening from 7 to 9 p.m. And we're here, started a little early tonight because we have some cool people joining us for the Cash Drive doing Johnny Cash tunes. Have you been a since you're a blues guy, Johnny Cash, anything you were into before, or is that kind of just something I threw you into?
I kind of listen to Johnny Cash here and there. Country music isn't something I typically listen to, but there are some artists that I really like. Cash happens to be one of them, and Hank Williams the First is another one, and I also really like Jason Isbell because I think he does some really cool stuff. So,
well, we appreciate you coming and doing this for
no
us.
problem.
Playing us some music. We have some more Fulton County coming up.
Oh.
Yeah. Fulton County, Illinois. Again, you can call 800-895-2912. If you like what you're hearing, you like hearing good music on the radio, you can do that right now by calling 800-895-2912. We're asking that you set up a sustaining membership. It's really easy to do. You just give them your info, and they will tell you, and they'll get you all set up. You can donate a couple bucks a month. You can donate $1 million a month if that's what you want to do. We would appreciate it. We could use it. And you'll be supporting not only great music on the radio, but also news and information that matters and is important in this day and age, especially. And again, you can do that by calling 800-895-2912. We'll have some more live performers coming up, playing some Johnny Cash tunes, I hope. I'm assuming that's why everybody's here, holding guitars and stuff. So great music coming up. Thanks again so far, Will and JT and everybody else for coming. And thank you to everybody who's listening out there, listening to the Cash Drive, listening to me ramble. We should play some more music. Let's listen to some tunes from Fulton County again. They couldn't make it. Ma'am and the Fam. These guys are great. They're a little bluegrass trio out of somewhere in Fulton County out there in the sticks. Mm-hmm. They're great, though, and they couldn't be here, but they specifically recorded music for us, and I believe the first one they're going to do is this is a song actually written by Johnny Cash's wife, June Carter Cash, and it's one of Johnny's biggest hits, Ring of Fire, Ma'am and the Fam. All right, that was Ma'am and the Fam right there doing Big River. 2 songs for us. Ma'am and the Fam from Fulton County, Aaron, Chico, and Chris. That was great. And I appreciate, thank you to them for sending that to us, and thank you to those of you listening. This is the Cash Drive. We're playing Johnny Cash tunes tonight, honoring the man in black, Johnny Cash. A lot of people in here wearing black, so thank you for understanding the assignment, everybody. Most of you. Nobody got dress coded. Everybody was welcome regardless. So, thank you. I hope we have some thank yous. Yeah, bring it on. We have some thank yous here. So I want to say thank you to some of our listeners and donors. Don't have my reading glasses, so I'm going to thank a donor from Macomb on the web, and also thank you to William and Chloe Whitmore. I know them. Thank you. Thank you, everybody, so far. That's great. Let's keep this momentum going. Let's get some more callers, some more donations, some more sustaining memberships or one-time donors, however you want to roll. Again, we are live streaming this event on our Facebook page, so check that out if you want to see what's going on here in the studio and see who was wearing black, most of us. Pearl understood the assignment. We're going to welcome our next guests. Chris and Tanya from Wapello, Iowa. They have this little act called Pearl. And you guys were here last year for Pride and the Pump.
Yeah.
We had a good time, didn't we?
It was
did.
awesome.
And you guys were great. And I'm glad
Thanks
you
for
came
having
back
us
to do
back.
it for us again. Going to play a Johnny Cash-ish tune for us. I looked this one up earlier because I didn't know who wrote it. Bill Wheeler and Jerry Lieber wrote this tune, I believe. But I think Johnny and June are kind of the ones who made it famous, and they do a pretty great version of it. We're going to hear you guys do it. You guys, I'm assuming Johnny Cash fans, being well-versed in the folk Americana.
Isn't everybody Johnny Cash fan?
Yeah, it's kind of a dumb question, isn't it?
Whether
I'm
you're
gonna ask it
country
anyway.
or not,
kinda
you're
like-
Johnny Cash fan, I think.
All-American thing. You love baseball and Johnny Cash, right?
And you guys are going to sing about a city down in Mississippi. All right, let's hear it. Let's welcome Pearl to the Cash Drive here on Tri-States Public Radio.
We got married in a fever, hotter than a pepper sprout. We've been talking about Jackson ever since the fire went out. I'm going to Jackson. I'm gonna mess around.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to Jackson. Look out, Jackson Town.
Well, go on and down to Jackson. Go ahead and wreck your head. Don't play your hand, you big talking man. Make a big fool of yourself. Yeah, go to Jackson. Don't comb your hair.
I'm gonna snowball Jackson.
Go ahead and see if I can.
Well, when I breeze into that city, people gonna stoop and bow.
Ha!
All them women gonna make me teach them what they don't know how. I'm going to Jackson. You're turning loose in my coat. Yeah, we're going to Jackson.
Talk she wrote. Well, they laugh at you in Jackson. I'll be dancing on a pony. Yeah. They'll lead you around town like a scalded hound with your tail tucked between your legs. Yeah, go Jackson. You big talking man. I'll be waiting there in Jackson. Behind my J-Pan fan.
Well, we got married in a fever, hot than a pepper sprout. We've been talking about Jackson ever since the fire went out. I'm going to Jackson, and that's a fact. Yeah, we're going to Jackson. never coming back. We got married in a fever, harder than a pepper sprout. We've been talking about Jackson ever since the fire went out.
All right, give it up for Pearl. Giving us a little Jackson. That was great, guys. Thank you so much.
Thanks for having us.
We're going to switch gears on this one, aren't we?
I'm going to slow it down a little bit.
So this is a cool song. This was, I guess, kind of Johnny Cash's swan song in a way. Kind of a big hit, kind of a big surprise hit, like in 2002.
I believe it was his very last recording, yes.
Yeah, definitely towards the end. And he did some really cool stuff in his later days with Rick Rubin and doing some cool songs. It's kind of how I got into him. I was this punk rock kid in the 90s and, listening to all that crazy stuff like 9 Inch Nails. And then I find out that Johnny Cash is doing these songs and I'm like, that's cool. I got to hear some more of this Johnny Cash guy who's been around forever. And I think he pretty much just owns the song now.
Pretty much.
It's a song called Hurt. You guys are going to play it for us?
We're going to try.
Is it okay if I cry?
Yes. It is okay if you cry.
All right. I probably will. So once again, for the cash drive. Oh, yeah, I should probably give this phone number real quick here since this is a fundraiser. 800-895-2912 is the number to call or give online at tspr.org or text TSPR to 41444. I'm assuming there are operators out there standing by. Okay, cool. That's good to know. So, yeah, give us a call. We would love to hear from you, whether it's a one-time donation, set up a sustaining donorship. Donorship? Is that a word? It is now. Or however you want to do it. So we would love to hear from you. No amount is too big or too small, and you are supporting diverse music on the radio and all that good stuff. Tri-States Public Radio, your local public radio station here serving West Central Illinois, Southeast Iowa, Northeast Missouri. I'm rambling. Let's let these guys play some music for us. Once again, Pearl singing Hurts, Cash Drive on Folk Weekend.
I hurt myself today to see if I still feel. I focus on the pain, the only thing that's real. The needle tears a hole, the old familiar sting. Try to kill it all away, but I remember everything. What have I become? My sweetest friend. Everyone I know goes away in the end, and you could have it all. My empire of dirt, I will let you down. I will make you hurt. I wear this crown of thorns upon my liar's chair, full of broken thoughts I cannot repair. Beneath the stains of time, the feelings disappear. You are someone else, I am still right here. What have I become? My sweetest friend. Everyone know goes away in the end, and you could have it all. My empire of dirt, I will let you down. I will make you hurt. If I could start again, a million miles away, I would keep myself. I would find a way.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. Pearl, that was great. That was
Thanks for
beautiful.
having us.
It sounded great, guys. Thank you so much. That was Pearl from Wapello, Iowa. You guys have any gigs coming up?
We do.
Yeah.
Mother's Day weekend, that Saturday, the Eagles in Burlington is having a big car show deal, and then at the end of the night, we're going to be playing.
Nice.
So
You guys should come over here and play sometime.
I would love to.
You guys are invited back next year. I don't know what we're doing next year,
Oh,
but we'll probably do it again, I imagine. So I hope you guys will come back.
Well, we hope
We
so
appreciate
too.
it. That was wonderful. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Give it up for
Thank you.
Pearl, everybody. This is the Cash Drive on Tri-States Public Radio Folk Weekend. We are raising money for the radio station. This is the end of our fund drive, so if you have not given yet, this is the best time to do it because you get to listen to live music, live in the studio here at Tri-States Public Radio, and you can call 800-895-2912 right now, and we would sure appreciate it. Definitely need those. Thank you. Got a couple thank yous here. Just got to get my reading glasses on. This happens when you age. Thanks to Sharon Mann from Frederick, Illinois, the best pickle maker in the area. I can tell you that. Sharon says she loves public radio. Sure appreciates our wide variety of music. That's because people like you folks, so thank you for coming in and doing that. Also, thank you to Brenda Knox and Matt Crow. They enjoy Kyra's themes and they're calling in an additional gift. So thank you so much. And thank you to those of you listening. Thank you everybody who's here right now. We're having us a good time honoring the man in black, Johnny Cash. This is the Cash Drive. We will have another live act here in a couple of minutes, and we're gonna play. I'm actually gonna have my sound guy play a Johnny Cash tune for us right now. But while we're doing that, we'll get our next act set up, and you can call 800-895-2912 while we're listening to Johnny Cash, or you can give online at tspr.org. Stick around for more live music here during the Cash Drive. We have some really cool folks coming up. Randy's going to play his tune. Joel, Golden Point, going to play his tune. Aaron Jones is here. Josh Fink is here. We're having us a good time. A hootenanny. Hopefully some more people might stop by too. You never know. And also, I'm going to be doing Folk Weekend after this, and sticking around here till 9 o'clock, raising funds all night long, whether it be live music or just playing you some records and stuff on this Sunday evening. So thanks again, Sharon, Brenda, Matt. We appreciate that. Thank you, everybody. Mike, you want to play us a tune? This one's Sunday Morning Coming Down. All right, you're listening to the Cash Drive on Tri-States Public Radio. We just heard Johnny Cash himself doing Sunday Morning Coming Down. I just want to point out, let everybody know that was my screw up with the CDs. It wasn't my sound guy Mike, who's always on at all times. You can listen to him during morning edition every weekday morning here on Tri-States Public Radio. Mike Murray, thanks Mike, appreciate it. Sorry. So yeah, we just heard Sunday Morning Coming Down, a tune written by Chris Christopherson that Johnny Cash did, and kind of own that one too. This is what Johnny Cash does. This is the Cash Drive. We're honoring the man in black, Johnny Cash, and raising funds for TSPR, Tri-States Public Radio. I see Sue coming into the studio quietly with a piece of paper in her hand. Let's talk about this, shall we? All right. I want to say thank you to Burdettes and Kenna Wetzel of Lomax, Illinois. I know them. We appreciate that. Thank you, Burdette. Thanks to Aaron DeCoute from Camp Point, Illinois. Thank you to Michael Kirby and Amy Carr from Macomb. Amy Roberts from Macomb. All sorts of cool people calling us tonight. This is where the cool people are, whether they are here in this studio or they are out there listening. If you are watching the live stream, you may notice that I'm holding a bass guitar. I'm just holding it because I think it looks cool. Now I'm going to play a song. A friend of mine's here, Josh Fink. Hi, Josh Fink.
Hi.
How you doing?
Good.
Josh Fink has a band called Chew Toy from here in Macomb. They've been at it for quite a long time. That's kind of how we met.
Yeah.
Yeah, playing this band called Chew Toy with his friends Burdette and Justin and Mark. Friends of mine. You guys just put out new music, didn't you?
Yeah, we did. Yeah.
What you got going on?
Put out a record called Ruin, and it's on the streamers, so check it out.
Streaming. You buy it on Bandcamp too. That's what I did.
And Bandcamp, yeah, you could do that too.
You guys have any shows coming up?
Yeah, but got a show at the Forum here in Macomb with Triple Switch, as well as Ghost Town Choir. This guy's out of Monmouth.
That's coming up during Heritage Days weekend here in Macomb.
Correct.
All right, Josh Fink of Chew Toy. He's here with me. We've played together a few times, and he contacted me and expressed interest in performing a Johnny Cash tune, and we picked a cool one, I think.
I think so.
Yeah, we picked this song. What's the song called?
The song is called
The Wanderer.
The Wanderer.
The Wanderer. This is a U2 song. It appeared on a record of theirs called Zooropa, and they had Johnny Cash sing it. And it was a weird record for U2.
Yeah,
but
a little bit coming off.
Pretty mind-blowing tune. And Josh and me, being having the weird taste in music that we do, we decided we wanted to do The Wanderer for y'all, bass and guitar style.
Rock and roll.
So let's do The Wanderer for him, Josh, shall we?
Let's do it.
All right, hey, let's give him that number real quick, though, before I forget. 800-895-2912. Give us a call. We're raising money for Tri-States Public Radio, keeping local music and news, information, all the good stuff on the air, on the radio, and keeping this community well informed and well entertained and cultured and all that good stuff. And again, that number is 800-895-2912, or go to tspr.org. Josh, let's do The Wanderer, shall we?
I went out walking through streets paved with gold, lifted some stones, saw the skin and bones of a city without a soul. I went out walking under an atomic sky, where the ground won't turn and the rain, it burns like the tears when I said goodbye. I went with nothing but the thought of you. I went wandering. I went drifting through capitals of tin, where men can't walk or freely talk, and the sons turn the fathers in. I stopped outside a church house where the citizens like to sit. They say they want the kingdom, but they don't want God in it. I went riding down that old 8 lane, passed by 1,000 signs looking for my own name. I went with nothing but the thought you'd be there too, looking for you. I went searching, looking for one good man, a spirit who would not bend or break, but would sit at his Father's right hand. I went out walking with a Bible and a gun. The word of God lay heavy on my heart. I was sure I was the one. Now, Jesus, don't you wait up. Jesus, I'll be coming home soon. I went out for the papers, told her I'd be back by noon. I went with nothing but the thought you'd be there too, looking for you. Yeah, I left with nothing but the thought of you. I went wandering.
All right, that was Josh Fink singing The Wanderer. Thank you, Josh. That was great. U2 song that Johnny Cash sang. Johnny Cash, he took chances in his career, did different things, and that's part of why we think Johnny Cash is so cool around here. He also wore black. We are raising money. This is the cash drive. We're raising money for Tri-States Public Radio, broadcasting to the good people of Western Illinois and Southeast Iowa and Northeast Missouri. We would love to hear from you on this Sunday evening. Call 800-895-2912. Make your donation, whether you are setting up a sustaining membership or making a one-time donation. You can also, if you're already a sustainer, you can maybe bump it up a little bit. I think I might do that tonight, actually. I'm feeling good. I'm enjoying the tunes tonight, so might have to do that myself. But we would love to hear from you tonight. And if you don't feel like talking, that's cool too. You can text TSPR to 41444 and make it happen that way. Go online, tspr.org. Call 800-895-2912. We have a few yard signs left, I think. So we might be able to give you one of those as well. I think we have the cool stickers. Everybody got a sticker in here? Yeah, the cool Cash Drive stickers, designed by Green Shingle Graphics. They do a great job making cool stuff for us. Hey, I see Sue coming through the door again. What you got there, Sue? Yay. I want to say thank you to Jane Carlson from Monmouth. I know her. Thanks, Jane. Appreciate that. Appreciate all of y'all. There's room for more donations, more room for you. So if you want to give us a call, call 800-895-2912. We have more live music coming up for you, as well as some recordings. Mike, you got a song queued up for us? Some Johnny Cash related music, I'm assuming? You're not going to play any Def Leppard or anything? I mean, I wouldn't mind, but yeah, we'll play another record, and then we'll get our next performer performer going, and we have some more live performers on the way. It's going to be a good time still. The night is young. But if you would like to donate right now, call 800-895-2912 on this Sunday evening. This is Folk Weekend on Tri-States Public Radio. Give us a call. You're listening to Tri-States Public Radio. We're part of the NPR network, WIUM Macomb 91.3 FM, with translator K292GR Burlington 106.3 FM, WIUW Warsaw Keokuk 89.5 FM, online at TSPR.org, and WVKC Galesburg 90.7 FM, a service of the College of Fine Arts and Communication at Western Illinois University, with support from Knox College. All right, we did it. I just heard the Vandaliers. I thought that song kind of... it's a new song, but I thought it kind of had a spirit of Johnny Cash in a little bit. A song called Girl on the Run. So you just heard it here on Folk Weekend. I'll be playing you some more new music and old music later on when I'm DJing. But right now we're hosting this little live music event called the Cash Drive, and we're having a good time doing it. We have some thank yous, I'm assuming. That's good. If you want to get thanked and donate some money, we would love to hear from you. 800-895-2912 is the number to call. Want to say thank you to Justin and Renee Georges, calling in an additional gift. They said thanks to Josh and Kyra. They sounded great. Aw, thank you. Thank you, Justin and Renee. We appreciate that. Thank you to Jackie Wilson also. Hey. Hi. Thank you. She appreciates Folk Weekend. Thank you. I appreciate you. Jackie played last year. Going to play next year. What if we do like Slayer next year? It'd be kind of cool. Anyway, we probably won't do that. I have some ideas already spinning in the old noggin, so we'll see what happens. But thank you, everybody. Appreciate that. We have some more great performers coming up. Put a few more anyway. And I think we have another recording that I'll play for you guys here that our friend Ernie Hendrickson sent to us. He's recording artist. He's really great, and he recorded a couple tunes for us, so we'll play those for you here in a little while. But we have a live performer here in the studio, my friend Randy Smith. Hi, Randy.
Hi.
We appreciate you coming by today.
Oh, glad to be here. Thank you.
You got a guitar there.
Yeah,
I know you mostly as a fiddler.
Well, yeah. I do play. I played last year. I played fiddle with Bill Mockestad here.
That's right.
Yeah.
And you're going to play us a Johnny Cash tune, I'm assuming.
Yeah, right.
Do you remember when you got into Johnny Cash?
Well, I guess my first remembrance is watching his TV show.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, that was fun. And then heard different versions of his songs, and that way kind of listening to other country singers do his songs and hearing other people sing his songs too.
He's kind of just ingrained in our culture, isn't he?
Yeah, right.
All right. Well, Randy Smith going to play us a song on his guitar called, what song are you going to play for us?
A song called I Still Miss Someone, which was a B side of one of his 45s, but I guess kind of well known. And I always say, oddly enough, I learned this song not from a country singer, from a Joan Baez record.
Oh, yeah. She does a great
so that
version
was
of
kind of,
yeah.
long while back, but I've always liked this song. It's fun to get to play it.
All right, well, I'm looking forward to hearing it. But real quick, I'm going to give the phone number again, 800-895-2912. You could call in, make a one-time donation. You can call in to set up a sustaining membership. You know, they'll just automatically take it out of your account a certain day every month, a couple bucks, a couple 10, 20, 30, a billion. Whatever you got, we would love to hear from you. Elon, if you're listening, I know you love us, so give us a call, 800-895-2912. Randy, let's hear you play some Johnny Cash for us. This is the Cash Drive
Alrighty.
on Tri-States Public Radio.
At my door the leaves are falling. A cold wild wind will come. Sweethearts walk by together, and I still miss someone. I go out to a party and look for a little fun, but I find a darkened corner, and I still miss someone. Oh, I never got over those blue eyes
I see them everywhere. I miss those arms that held me when all the love was there. I wonder if she's sorry for leaving what we begun. But there's someone for me somewhere, and I still miss someone. Oh, I never got over those blue eyes. I see them everywhere. I miss those arms that held me when all the love was there. I wonder if she's sorry for leaving what we begun. But there's someone for me somewhere, and I still miss someone. But there's someone for me somewhere, and I still miss someone.
All right, give it up for Randy Smith. Randy, thank you so much.
Thank you.
That was beautiful. Do I still miss someone? This is the Cash Drive. We are just doing a little tribute to Johnny Cash, raising money, raising some cash or otherwise for the radio station, for your public radio station. 800-895-2912 is how you can call and make your contribution. Right now, this is the last of our fun drive for the spring. The finale, I guess it is. We're going out in style, playing you live music, having a good time doing it. Thanks again to Randy and everybody who's performed so far. We have some more performers coming up for you. And again, you can call 800-895-2912 to make your contribution today, or give it to us online at tspr.org. Again, there's a few hours left, so we'd love to hear from you right now. Give us a call. We have more great musicians on the way. Aaron's going to come up and play his tune here in a few minutes. Our friend Ernie Hendrickson, we'll be talking about him later, I'm sure, when his uncle's here helping me host my show later. But Ernie's a really great singer-songwriter, kind of the Todd Snyder kind of mold, I think. He's a great storyteller, and well, he likes Johnny Cash enough to record a couple. Couldn't be here today. He's from Chicago or somewhere, but he supports what we do here, and he recorded a couple of Johnny Cash-related tunes for us. And I believe the first one we're going to hear is Ernie Hendrickson doing Long Black Veil. Let's All right, we just heard our friend Ernie Hendrickson doing a couple Johnny Cash tunes. That one was Don't Take Your Guns to Town. He also did Long Black Veil, a tune Johnny Cash had in his repertoire. Honoring the man in black tonight, Johnny Cash, while we raise funds for this public radio station, Tri-States Public Radio. And you could make your contribution now by calling 800-895-2912 on this lovely Sunday evening. We have some lovely people here in the studio here with us in the performance area here at Tri-States Public Radio. This cool space we have that we get to do cool stuff like this, and it's because of people, contributing to the radio station. 800-895-2912 is how you can make that happen, keeping radio alive, public radio alive. We need your funding now more than ever. So this is a great time to do it. Our spring fund drive is wrapping up here in a couple hours, so there's still time. Again, call 800-895-2912. Give online at TSPR.org. We have another performer here, a friend of mine, Aaron Jones. Aaron, welcome.
Hi.
Thank you for coming by, and thank you for your contribution as well. And another thank you, Mike Murray. Hey, thank you. Thank you to Adriana Calindris from Springfield, Illinois. Says she's enjoying the cash drive, and she says thank you to TSPR for music variety and our award-winning news team. We celebrated that last night here in this little area. Our news director, Rich Egger, won a major award. So congratulations to him, and thank you to all of you who are donating tonight. There is still time to do it. Aaron Jones going to play us a tune Johnny Cash did.
Yeah.
This is a good one. What are you going to play for us?
You Are My Sunshine.
Why are you choosing this song?
I sing this to my kids all the time, and they have short attention spans, so I usually just sing the chorus. So this will be the first time doing the verses.
Awesome. Yeah, it's a kid's tune, but it's got a little bit of a darkness to it too in the verses. I've noticed after when I heard Johnny Cash doing, I'm like, oh hey, I didn't know it. Sing about that. So Aaron Jones, you have how many bands are you in?
Just 2 right now.
Me too.
I've got
keep up sometimes.
the Demons of Country, and I'm one that's very egotistically called Aaron Jones and the Authorized Personnel.
Always a good time. Always great to see you play here in the area. So if you guys ever get the chance to catch Aaron with the Demons of Country or with Aaron Jones and the Authorized Personnel, they're great. We've been playing gigs together for quite a while now, haven't we?
Yeah.
Aren't you going to play us a song?
Okay.
Let's hear it. Aaron Jones, ladies and gentlemen, give us a call, 800-895-2912.
The other night, dear, as I lay sleeping, and dreamed I held you in my arms. When I awoke, dear, I was mistaken. So I hung my head and I cried. You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy when skies are gray. You never know, dear, how much I love you. Please don't take my sunshine away. I always loved you, made you happy. Nothing else could come between. Now you left me to love another. You have shattered all of my dreams. You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy when skies are gray. and never know, dear, how much I love you. Please don't take my sunshine away.
That was Aaron Jones, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, Aaron. That was great.
Yeah, thanks.
Beautiful. Doing You Are My Sunshine on this beautiful Sunday evening, sunny day, beautiful day. Beautiful day for live music here on the radio. And we're doing this because we're raising funds for Tri-States Public Radio, supporting your public radio station. It's a great time to do it. We're getting ready to wrap up the fund drive for the spring. We have a few hours left, though, so we would love to hear from you. We have a few more performers, so we got that going for us, which is nice. And then we will go on with playing you great music and all night long here on Tri-States Public Radio. Sunday evenings are folk night. It's where we play a lot of folk, blues, Americana, bluegrass, roots music, alt country, stuff you don't typically hear on your commercial radio stations, but it's music that means a lot to a lot of people. I mean, that's why we're here, right? So that's why I would like you to call 800-895-2912 or give online at TSPR.org. Thanks again to Aaron. That was great. Love that song. Love your rendition of it. Joel's going to be coming up here and playing his tune. Joel has a thing called Golden Point. He's going to play us a song here in a few minutes. While we're getting him set up, I'm going to play you a tune. But before I do that, I'm going to give that number again, 800-895-2912. We have some cool cash drive stickers that we had made up at Green Shingle Graphics that we will hook you up with for making your contribution tonight. So whether it be a one-time donation or setting up a sustaining membership, becoming a member, I guess they would call that, we would appreciate however you want to do it. They'll get you set up. You can also just do it yourself at tspr.org. It's real easy to do. Or text TSPR to 41444. I think we had some people do that tonight. Cool. Technology cool. All right, so let's I'm going to play you something different here. We're doing the Cash Drive, so we're honoring Johnny Cash, and his friend, country singer Rodney Crowell, has a record called The Houston Kid, released sometime 20 years ago or something like that. But on this album, he has this tune called I Walk the Line Revisited. So he's kind of honoring his buddy Johnny Cash on this tune. This is Rodney Crowell on Folk Weekend. All right, that was Rodney Crowell and Johnny Cash doing I Walk the Line Revisited. This is Folk Weekend. This is the Cash Drive here on Tri-States Public Radio, honoring the man in black, Johnny Cash, by having some of our friends come in and play some Johnny Cash adjacent tunes for us on this beautiful Sunday evening, raising money for the radio station, for your public radio station, Tri-States Public Radio, serving the good people of Western Illinois, Southeast Iowa, and Northeast Missouri, with news and information and, of course, diverse music that you don't get to hear anywhere else, really. And we have humans picking the music here. I think it's important to say. I know a lot of people, depending on the algorithm these days, but I'm kind of the algorithm here. Me and Ken's only, and we pick the music for you and kind of decide what we think you need to hear and what you might want to hear and that kind of thing. It's Folk Weekend. I host the show every Sunday night from 7 to 9 p.m. And I hope you'll tune in every Sunday. You can also catch it online at TSPR.org. We have Tri-States Public Radio, Folk Weekend on demand as well as our other music programs. Another performer here in the studio, friend of the show, goes by Golden Point. It's Joel DeCoute from Camp Point, Illinois.
Yes, indeed.
We appreciate you coming by and talking to us. We had a good time last year, didn't
Yeah,
we?
we did, and thanks for having me back. I'm glad I didn't burn any bridges.
Yeah, you're welcome anytime. You're going to play us a Johnny Cash adjacent tune?
Yeah.
Kind of an old spiritual.
Yeah, I'll Fly Away. He didn't write it, obviously, and you could be forgiven and mistaken that it's a Carter family tune. It's not a Carter family tune, but it's got the same kind of DNA in it. Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
What's the song called?
I'll Fly Away.
Oh, yay. All right, Joel DeCoute, Golden Point, going to play I'll Fly Away here. This is the Cash Drive. I'm going to give the phone number real quick here if you don't mind. 800-895-2912. We are taking donations for your public radio station. Again, that number, 800-895-2912. Give online at tspr.org or text TSPR to 41444. Golden Point, take it away.
All right, thanks. When I die, hallelujah, by and by, I'll fly away. Some bright morning when this life is over, I'll fly away to a home on God's celestial shore. I'll fly away. I'll fly away, oh glory. I'll fly away in the morning when I die. By and by, I'll fly away. When the shadows of this life have gone, I'll
hallelujah, by and by I'll fly away. When I die, hallelujah, by and by I'll fly away.
Golden Point, ladies and gentlemen. Joel, thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.
That was a great rendition of a beautiful tune. Love hearing that on this evening. Uplifting tune.
Yes.
I like that one.
Well, thanks. It's one of these timeless songs, you know, that's just kind of resonates with everybody, and everybody just will sing along to it. So it's something that we all can share, and a good little tune.
So, Joel, you have this little recording project you do called Golden Point. Can
Yes,
you just
I
tell
do.
us a little bit about what you got going on?
Well, I just had a couple of tunes come out on the streaming services. You were talking about algorithms earlier. I've got a third one that's being held up because they're like, oh, it's AI. It's AI. I'm like, I don't think so. I don't think so. So last I checked, I'm a real person. I don't know.
So look up Golden Point on the internet.
Interwebs and everything, yeah. Socials a little bit, yeah.
All right. Any shows or anything like that?
I play with a group of guys, the Giddy Up and Go Boys. We've got some shows kind of tentatively lined up for summer, a few, and then some kind of late summer, yeah. So
I might play one of your tunes again on Folk Weekend sometime.
Well, I appreciate that.
I
That's
do.
always a blast.
They're good songs. He's a great songwriter.
Well, thanks.
Again, that's Golden Point, Joel DeCoute from Camp Point, Illinois. Thank you
right,
so much.
thank
We
you.
appreciate it. Thanks for that tune. This is the Cash Drive. We are honoring the man in black, Johnny Cash, by playing you his tunes and just the vibe. Everybody's wearing black, pretty much. 800-895-2912. That's the number to call. 800-895-2912. TSPR.org, or text TSPR to 41444. And you can make your contribution that way. It's pretty easy to do. We would love to hear from you, whether you are making a one-time donation, you are becoming a sustaining member. Becoming a sustaining member is a great thing because it helps us plan for things, and it helps to kind of know what's coming in and stuff like that, and stuff that's way over my head as far as I know. I'm just the music nerd around here. So we would love to for you to help us out. 800-895-2912. Give us a call. We do have operators standing by ready to take your call. We have another performer coming up here in a few minutes, a friend of ours, Bill Mockestead, so stick around for that. In the meantime, I'm going to play you another tune Johnny Cash played. It was written by a guy named Shel Silverstein, who I knew him as I was introduced to Shel Silverstein as a kid in like 5th grade or something like that, Where the Sidewalk Ends. Our teacher just read us all those crazy poems that Shel wrote, and I, later found out that Shel was kind of a wild and crazy guy back in the 60s and wrote a bunch of cool songs like the cover of the Rolling Stone. I think Sylvia's Mother was also Shel Silverstein composition. What else? Yeah, some children's songs, and then some not so children's songs as well. Like the one we're going to hear, I guess. It's a song about a boy named Sue. And you do a cool thing at the wine cellars every final
The
Friday.
last Friday of the month, yeah.
And you do a kind of a fundraising, in the spirit of tonight, you do a fundraising thing usually on those Fridays?
Although my musicians get paid, I want to make sure that they, that they do get paid.
That's
But
good.
that all the donations go to a different nonprofit every month. So yeah,
That's awesome.
yeah.
Well, we
It's
appreciate
fun.
you coming by and supporting Tri-States Public Radio with your talents. So why don't you play some music, Bill Mockestead?
All right.
This is Bill Mockestead, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Cash Drive. Call 800-895-2912 and support Tri-States Public Radio, won't you?
Well, I thought I'd start with a song by that Johnny Cash did kind of late in his career. He had such a very, very long career, but he was booted off of Columbia Records very unceremoniously after making millions and millions for that company, and they booted him off, and he went to the Mercury label for a short time, and didn't have a whole lot of success there. But I think the one song that he did was very heartfelt, and I still think it's one of his great songs, and it reflected the influence that the great Hank Williams had on him as a foundational influence and perhaps even a mentor. Johnny covered Hank Williams songs throughout his career. Even on the Sun label where he started, there's an entire album, Johnny Cash Sings Hank Williams. He became close to Hank Williams' son, Hank Williams Jr. In fact, his wife, June Carter Cash, is Hank Williams Jr.'s godmother. And so they actually spent quite a bit of time hunting and doing other stuff together, making trouble together, I'm sure, on occasion. But I think Johnny had a deeply felt connection with Hank Williams, although Hank's young death at age 29, they never played together. But he felt a connection. They both shared some very serious drug and alcohol issues. And I think during the dark times, he felt that connection even more. So anyway, this song, which is not a dark song by any means, is called The Night Hank Williams Came to Town, kind of reflecting on Johnny as a young man on the night Hank Williams came to his town. Harry Truman was our president. A Coke and burger cost you 30 cents. I was still in love with Mavis Brown on the night Hank Williams came to town. I Love Lucy debuted on TV, but that was one big event we didn't see. No one stayed at home for miles around. It was the night Hank Williams came to town. Mama ironed my shirt and Daddy let me take the truck. Drove out on the Grapevine and I picked old Mavis up. We hit that county line for one quick round. On the night Hank Williams came to town, 1,000 people sweltered in the gym. Then I heard someone whisper, "Hey, that's him." That's when the crowd let out this deafening sound. It was the night Hank Williams came to town. On and on he sang into the night. Jambalaya, cheating heart, I saw the light. And how'd they get Miss Audrey in that gown? On the night Hank Williams came to town. Mavis got her picture made with Hank out by his car. She said he sure is humble for a grand old opera star. Mavis said, why don't we hang around? It ain't often that Hank Williams come to town. While Hank signed his autograph on Beulah Rice's fan. Mavis got acquainted with the Drifting Cowboys band. The effect on all our lives was quite profound. On the night Hank Williams came to town. Now you might wonder about that line in there, how'd they get Miss Audrey in that gown? Well, Miss Audrey was Hank's first wife. He met her at a medicine show, asked her to marry him that same night. She said no, but 2 weeks later they were married at a gas station. And well, there's a long story there, but I won't get into it. But anyway, Audrey fashioned herself to be a good singer. She was not. But to keep peace in the family, Hank would allow her sing a couple songs while on tour, and much to the consternation of the Drifting Cowboys band. But anyway, kept peace in the family for a while before the divorce. So Jimmie Rodgers. Johnny revered Jimmy as the true father of country music. He covered several of his songs throughout his career. He was a headliner at the very first Jimmie Rodgers Memorial Festival down in Meridian, Mississippi in 1957. And I found a very interesting story. Really when Johnny's career turned around for the first time with the big album Live at Folsom Prison, there was a big crossover hit. He was actually booked into Carnegie Hall. And he came out, sat down, and started playing Jimmie Rodgers tunes. Well, the crowd wanted, you know, funny songs from Live at Folsom Prison and the stuff that they knew. And here comes the great Johnny Cash coming out playing these old songs from the 20s and early 30s no one had ever heard before, at least few of them had heard before. And it was a real debacle, his debut at Carnegie Hall, but that's the kind of deep respect he had for Jimmie Rodgers. He also, Johnny said it was one of the highlights of his entire career, back in about 2 or 2.5 years of the Johnny Cash show back in '69 through '71. One of the guests that he had was the great Louis Armstrong. And they did one song together on that show, and it was a Jimmie Rodgers Blue Yodel. And so anyway, I thought I would do a song that I've not done before, so we'll see how this turns out here. I'm going to California, where they sleep out every night. I'm going to California, where they sleep out every night. I'm leaving your mama. You know you don't treat me right. Let me tell you something, Mama, you don't know. Let me tell you something, good gal, you don't know. I'm a do-right papa, got a home everywhere I go. I got the California blues and I'm sure gonna leave you here. I got the California blues and I'm sure gonna leave you here. I may ride the blind, I ain't got no railroad fare. Listen to me, mama, while I sing this song. Listen to your daddy sing this lonesome song. You got me worried now, but I know I won't be worried long. I got the California blues and I'm sure gonna leave you here. Hey, hey. I got the California blues and I'm sure gonna leave you here. I may ride those lines, I ain't got no railroad fare. Yo-lay, ho-lay, hey, yo-lay.
All right, Bill Mockestead, ladies and gentlemen. Bill, thank you so much. That was great.
You're very welcome.
We learned something tonight, too. Bill's always good with that kind of thing. Thank you, Bill. All right, that was the cash drive portion of the night, folks. I think we're done with this part, but I'm going to be heading to the studio and hosting Folk Weekend for the next 2 hours and still raising funds. So there is time to donate if you have not done so yet. You can call 800-895-2912 to make your donation or give online at tspr.org. Yeah, I'll take that. What you got there? Got some thank yous. I want to say thank you to Maxine Egan of Macomb, Illinois. Thank you so much. Also want to say thank you to Jim LaPrade of Macomb. And thank you to Dana Walker of Macomb. Macomb showing up tonight. All right, so there is room for more. I want to say thank you again to all of the talented, amazing people who came in here and shared their talents with us. William Elliott Whitmore, JT Dubit, Randy Smith, Joel DeCoots, Golden Points, Pearl, Chris and Tanya, thank you so much. Aaron Jones, thank you so much. Josh Fink, Ma'am and the Fam, Bill Mockestead, Ernie Hendrickson, Chris Valillo, everybody. Alex, thank you for providing the live stream for us. Mike Murray, thank you so much. Thank you to RC and Sue for your help as well, and to the people on the phones and everybody who supports public radio, of course. That's why we're here. Stick around for Folk Weekend. That's coming up next. I'll be playing you some tunes, be joined by some special guests, and playing you great music, of course. I'm going to wrap this thing up with the Johnny Cash tune. This is Johnny Cash performing a tune called We'll Meet Again. I learned it from a movie called Dr. Strangelove, How I Learned to Stop Worrying and Love the Bomb. Yeah, it's the part when all the bombs are getting dropped. They're playing this beautiful song. It's pretty cool. So Johnny Cash did a great version of it on one of his later day records, and that's kind of how we're going to wrap up the show tonight with the bomb. But thank you so much for everybody for coming out tonight. Thank you for supporting Tri-States Public Radio and the Cash Drive.